Hello, ni hao, xin zhao, whatever else your greeting of choice may be, from yet another very sunny day in Shanghai, China. It was me thinking you wanted to come and chat with Daddy. Alright, first point of order, where are we going? We're currently on our way to Changfeng Park, one of the two large parks within easy walking distance of where we live. And why are we going there? Well, I'm going to be running a 2K time trial, and hopefully I can set a Strava course record while I'm at it. And while I'm doing that, this little squidget will be running around having a picnic. It was going to be hot. I wasn't expecting it to be like 8 billion degrees today. There we go. That's Felix. Felix, that's not ours, is it, eh? Well, we told you about playing with other people's scooters and chairs and things. Get these on and go for a warm-up. Alright, warm-up done. Now may be as good a time as any to come clean. I actually already have the course record for this course. It stands at about 9 minutes, and I set it just over a week ago when I came down here to run a threshold run. The fact that I could get that record running threshold laps, probably also an indication that for whatever reason, this isn't a course that people frequently run, which honestly is quite strange to me because it's a lovely park. This is the obvious loop if you're going to run around it. And so I honestly don't know why the course record is so low and why so few people seem to run it. It may seem strange that my first episode at trying to take a Strava course record is run on a course that nobody else runs when I already have the record for it. But it's a really nice course. It's a distance that I've never tried to run all out before, 2K. I haven't ever tried to run all out anything shorter than 5K before. So it's going to be a very interesting, and I'm assuming viscerally painful experience. And even though I have the course record, I wasn't trying to run all out, and I just want to challenge myself and try and set a record around here that I think really represents where I am and maybe even surprises me. The final question is, what do I think I'm capable of running? Because I haven't run a time trial of any sort in so long, I honestly don't have any idea. The last time I did a race was the Jing'an half marathon back in March, I think. And I have gained so much fitness since then, as I was just coming back from illness, that it really doesn't work as a benchmark to try and figure out where I'm at right now. All I really have to go on is sort of my threshold pace and just experience looking back on how I run my easy runs and how usually that translates into 5K or 10K pace. And I think at the moment I'm probably somewhere sort of in a 19-minute to a 19-minute, 10-second 5K-ish sort of place. But then the problem with that is I have no idea how that converts into 2K pace. I did have a look at the Jack Daniels VDOT tables. Somebody made an app and it's a mile pace is probably about 3:31 a kilometer. So 2K is going to be slower than that. I think anything slower than 3:40, 3:45 and I'd be kind of disappointed. And I think anything faster than 3:30 and I would be amazed. Which translates on a 2K loop to somewhere between 7 minutes and 7 minutes 30. So that's basically what I'm going to go for. Although I am kind of dreading this. Knowing how painful a fast 5K feels, I'm sure this is going to be absolute agony. I have no idea how to warm up. Alright, we'll be starting from this gate. Target anything under 7:30. It's a really hot day. There's a lot of people around here to weave around and avoid. And my legs are already a little bit there. So we'll see how this goes. See you on the other side. So this is the footage I took during my warm-up lap, though it is the exact same route as the Strava course itself. While I was carrying the GoPro with me, I was working way too hard to film my flying lap. The course itself follows the main path around the outside of Changfeng Park, and it really is a beautiful route. Certainly one of the better places to run if you don't mind doing laps. By the time I started my course record attempt, it was around 27 or 28 degrees and the sun was really beating down. Luckily, it wasn't particularly humid, but that is another big problem you face when running in South China in the summer. I set off a bit too fast and had to slow down in the second half, leading to me positive splitting the run. The difference between the first and second kilometers wasn't huge, but it certainly wasn't ideal, and I felt like I was running out of steam by the end. Having never attempted a time trial over such a short distance, I couldn't really gauge my effort. I was just running off the pace on my watch and hoping I hadn't set my sights too high. If this was a 5K, I'd know how I should be feeling at each stage, but this was like running blind. First go, I think I did a pretty good job. My legs were definitely falling off over the last few hundred meters, and there was nothing there for a kick, but I held on more or less to the pace and managed to drag myself over the finish line all the same. Though, I was hurting quite a lot by that point. That's like hell. Went out too fast. Honestly, I feel like I could have pushed the last, I don't know, for 300 meters a bit harder than that. That was just so hard. All right, got back, had a shower, had a rest, had a change of clothes, and while everyone's asleep, now's as good a time as any to just recap how that went. So there are two parts to this. There's the course itself, and then there's the 2K time trial. And while Strava may say the course is an even 2K, I don't think even if you followed the racing line perfectly, you could get it done in only 2K. So unsurprisingly, I did lower the course record, I think by as much as a minute and a half. So Strava now has me down as running that course in 7 minutes and 17 seconds, which is right slap bang in the middle of the 7 minutes to 7:30 that I was aiming for. As for the 2K time trial, Strava and Garmin differ slightly on exactly how fast that was. I think Garmin had me down as 6 minutes and 56.5 seconds, whereas Strava had me down at 6:55, but it doesn't give times to the 10th of a second. I said at the beginning that I would be amazed to dip under 7 minutes, and while I was talking about the course, it's still amazing to me that I could do 2 kilometers in under 7 minutes. And so at the end of the day, I'm over the moon. I knew I was going to get the course record today, and I knew I was going to get it by some way. That wasn't the challenge. The challenge was to set a time that I could feel proud of and that I felt really pushed me and challenged me to hit my limits. I didn't hold back. I pushed myself. I ran through the pain. I honestly, there were points where I didn't think I could get to the end running the pace I was running. So yeah, I went out there and I set a time that I'm really happy with. And not only do I now have a new 2K PB, but I also have a new mile PB and 1K PB to boot. After I got back, I popped that 2K PB into the app I have, and it predicted a marathon time of sub 3 hours. I can tell you that is not possible right now, but it's always nice to see that progression and wonder what I could do if I really threw it all out there for the longer distances. While the runs themselves may not vary hugely from week to week, I still thought it'd be nice to check in from time to time and just run through what I do in training.